People are watching. You'd better stop talking to yourself out loud. Look, Natalie, that's been my life for the last 9 years. Which color do you pick? You can pick the green stone, the red stone, the blue stone, or the quit stone. And I've personally always been a fan of the quit stone, so... Steven, humor me. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Is one way to put that. The other way to put that is that it was the radio to answer his question, and it doesn't just stop being magic just because he finds out how it worked. Either of them are appropriate, I think. As they say in creative fields, being able to kill your babies is fairly important, and that sounds way worse than I intended it to, considering that I'm in a cemetery area right now. I'm sorry. Don't read too far into that. Okay, so I think you're gonna give me return if my Pokemon like me enough, but after getting wiped out by Ho-Oh 5 times, I don't know if I qualify for that. Look at you, pretty good. Oh, but you shouldn't try to scare people walking around looking like that, okay? Isn't that the entire point of what you guys are doing? Is this sword puppy, as I've been calling it? Without the sword? Do I have to get your sword back? Are you going to make me play fetch with the sword instead of the other way around? Okay, game. Came for the robot butt. Waving the flag is fun. Except you're not waving it, you just sort of have it tied to the top of your head. I feel like you could be having a little more fun, sir. Do you have, like, jousting where the little dragons are out on top of the flying dragons and, like, try and knock each other out of the air?
You have such a big head.
You have such a small head.
Your head is so big.
Nothing matters anymore.
Nihilism at its finest. A barbecue in the garden. Alright, well, I like food. I haven't eaten lunch yet because there are some things that are just more important than lunch, and those things include new Pokemon games. Not too shabby, stupid. Maybe you'd make a good assistant. God, no! Maybe. I'm a diplomat, I gotta behave myself. Very good question. There are a number of safeguards we are going to introduce to prevent any authorized copying of our product. Ah yes, biological DRM. Everyone's favorite. The girl with the mask, where is she? Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to, God. I will follow Vara and try to help her out though because she needs it. Jello Hammer is playing Hunipop. Good game choice, Jello. Here and in that other scene and when we picked him up where he was like trying to bribe his way out of getting robbed or something. I just said that. Those are words that I just said. Okay. But it was something to do with money. I'm going to use needles and a steady hand to edit the data in my Heart Gold cartridge so that there is now a repill that lasts for 1,000 steps instead of 250. Anna, China has made people mysteriously disappear over lesser charges. And then it crashed because I tried to read from outside the buffer. This is basically a more polite version of the side fault in C. And we're having some choice words to say at the administrator. Please try not to get shot next time, administrator. Youngster Joey, I'm going to not be home and not pick up my phone. Which is basically what I do when people call me in real life, which is why I have no friends. I'm not sure if I really had to say that. Alright, we have 50% more arms than before. Is that true? We have 100% more arms than before. I can math. Go ahead and analyze me right now. Okay, so this is psychology's version of, oh, you're a computer scientist, can you fix my printer? The confidence faltered, but there was no turning back now. How did I think I could win in a drinking contest against a friggin' dragon? I have quick attack anyway. Is that gonna KO? I hope that KOs. It did not KO! Oh. Me bad at Pokemon. Why? Why did I decide to let's play this game? Why did I open a YouTube channel? That was a terrible idea. I had that coming. That hurt. Who am I even rooting for? I really hope nobody's watching this video on full screen because that is, what are you doing? Yeah, that would have been a very nasty surprise if anybody's running Windows 8, 8.1, or 10 and they're watching this video in full screen and they thought their computer actually got one of those.
Also, you just left your sister by herself, alone over there.
And
walked away.
And?
What a responsible brother you are.
Your point is?
Fake brother.
Time for your regularly scheduled contact.
Alright, who died?
To be here. What's wrong?
Oh. There's this operator I kind of liked, but when I asked her out, she turned me down.
That's truly a fate worse than death. And that's great. Excellent. What do you have to say about that? You found the secret stairway. I thought it was well camouflaged. Well, usually putting a giant suspicious cabinet over something is a good way to draw attention to it instead of away from it. Lyra! You let your Meryl escape. You gotta put that thing on a leash, I swear. Says the guy who doesn't have his Magby on a leash. Alright, I remember hearing about this. Press minus to summon nearly headless Nick.
No, I don't use. As the real program, I use HTML. That is the hard man way of doing things.
There is a house in this little corner of the Lake of Rage, which must make it rather difficult when you need to go do things like buy groceries. Okay, I've got a couple PowerPoints up. Is it? Yeah, it would be PowerPoint ups, even though up isn't usually a word that gets pluralized because PowerPoints up doesn't make any sense, right? You know, I'm just gonna stop talking now and I'll see you by the exit. It's not a thing I have to worry about. Hi, you look happy.
Already, so I can be home in time for dinner and a bath.
Androids don't need to bathe. As long as you perform regular cleaning and maintenance, bathing is unnecessary.
That is bathing, you cretin. Anthony doesn't seem used to its own name yet. Holly. It's something you get used to. My dog is 12 and she's still not used to her own name, apparently. Great sage, a wise and powerful mage who roams the world helping others. Alright, choose me to play this stage. That can only be the one who is known as Trigger Conroy. One of these days, Ho is just gonna get tired of me and go back home. Somebody got paid to create that audio file. Yeah, some monkeys actually can. They basically have hands instead of feet. So they have 4 hands. Yep. That sounds like it'd be really Adine! 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 We are breaking up after the- I'm joking. See, if her name was Miles or Mildred or something, I could call her Frequent Flyer Miles. I'm not sorry, Adine. Now we're even. Yeah, golf is stupid. Don't play it. If you're playing golf, you could also be playing not golf, and that would be vastly superior. Alright, yes, have the ground erupt into geysers, because you're allowed to do that. Because you're allowed to do whatever you want, because apparently you're the developer here. For this here, Marble City or whatever I called it earlier. That's my best guess. Just be a dragon, then you've got everything you need, and you don't have to rely on tools and other stupid stuff. You know what? Screw you. We can't all be so lucky.
I don't even take naps. I just fall asleep over whatever it is I'm doing.
Your sleep schedule is even worse than mine. That is a nap! What are you talking about?
No, naps are things you purposefully go and lie down for.
No, they're not.
Yes.
No, they're not.
Yes.
Today I learned my sister doesn't know what a nap is.
Today I learned my brother doesn't know what a nap is.
We seem to be at an impasse. I'm not in the mood to look at corpses today. I am always in the mood to look at corpses. I play gratuitous amounts of Skyrim, and that's like all you do in that game. It's just gone from worse to worse. Clearly, the dragon looked at me, seemingly unable to focus. I could see he was hitting his limit, but so was I. Maybe if I held out a little longer. Whose turn is it even? I don't think I know anymore. Nice. I used Genesis, gave myself auto life, killed the dolls in one hit, which also killed me in one hit, and the auto life revived me. That's one way to get around that little hurdle. Alright, that's that. An interesting thing about this route is, I don't remember which trainers are which because I wasn't reading their name, but there are trainers named Randall, Simon, and Paula. And in the early 2000s, mid-2000s, there was an American TV show called American Idol, which was basically a glorified singing competition. And those were the names of the 3 judges. But that show started airing years after Pokemon Gold and Silver came out, which is when this route was originally made, and the names just didn't change since then.
Hey.
And just the odds of something like that happening are so ridiculously low, and it's hilarious. At least to me, because I think everything is hilarious. I will give you this Pokeball. I used to use them when I was younger. Don't worry, it's still in good condition, just like the Guy Gent's running shoes. Alright. Oh no, those were still warm. And if your Pokeball is still warm, I definitely do not want a part of it. Let money do the talking. Yes, I do, actually. 1,000 gold. Excellent. Alright, so, 2B has officially joined the Thieves Guild. Dragons are big on produce. I don't even recognize some of these. If they don't have dragon fruit in here, I'm gonna flip a table. Of all the aspects of our culture that you had to imitate, this had to be one of them, didn't it? There's a story behind this, I know it. I don't remember what it is, but I'm going with it. You are an airhead. And you are happy to admit that. Stupid, what do you think I should do? Flee. Flee the country. Go sail the seas and see if you can find another continent. So, what do you usually do for fun in your world? Read, meet friends, ha! Spend time outside, ha ha! Work out. Okay, funny joke, authors. Funny joke. Yeah, it's all fun and games when you're just thinking about ideas that you could turn into a game. But once you actually start working on it, it's a completely different story. Man. This is like a rite of passage right here. Alright, and it is a good thing I went and got that bottle of water. When I jumped away. Ooh! Okay. That HP bar is scrolling slow enough for me to take an entire drink of water and look up, and it was still scrolling, and then you died, and I am happy about that, because that makes my life so much easier. Just a little bit. Yeah, I actually have a pair of cousins who are twins, and they're not identical, but they're close enough. And they have been known on occasion to mess with like their teachers and when they were in school and stuff, and like just go to each other's classrooms and see if anybody would notice. And if I recall correctly, more often than not, the answer was no. And then, oh my god, I'm telling a story and I'm not paying attention to the game. And then there was the time that somebody decided to put them on the same shift at the same time when they were working at Best Buy. And yeah, you all know how that probably ended. Here, this is the Rising Badge. Hurry up and take it. Don't let anybody see. We don't want anybody to know that I'm, like, bad at Pokemon or anything. Dark Lord Jack couldn't even dish up a good comeback. Alright, so you're, We've started the official Chugga Conroy fan club in Metopia. Oh, I understand. Everyone has their guilty pleasures. JavaScript. Meat, of course. Lots and lots of meat. Fresh meat, smoked meat, cured meat, dried meat, prepackaged meat, prepared meat, ready-to-eat meat, meat snacks, burgers, kebab, nuggets, whole hams, bacon, meatloaf, sausages. After you left, Professor Elm received a phone call. I have no idea what they were talking about. But, after a while, Professor Elm suddenly cried out, I can't think of anyone more suited to than stupid. Because I am 23 years of age, I swear, and this is still funny. I was making noise. Huh? Are you stupid? That line is funnier than you know, sir. Oh, it's the human. Well, I'm a human. Well, I call you by your name, but you never actually told me it. It's stupid. My parents didn't like me that much. What are you doing here? You're stupid. How amusing. I'm glad you think so. My mom thought it was amusing as well, apparently, because she named me that. Do you have anything to say after that? You must be stupid. You can take that as you will. Oh, an adventurer. Why the long... You're kidding me. You can't go around looking like that. Are you trying to tell me something? I am enjoying this choice of me's already. Come on, give us a smile. You know, oh my god. I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm glad I was. A smile brings happiness. If you say so. You're Karen, you're stupid, how amusing, I'm glad you think so. I put a lot of work into that name and I'm very proud of it. Let's go. Alright. By this point, it had gotten so dark that I could barely make out the building before us. I briefly wondered whether they might have streetlights elsewhere, or if they would just not require any due to possible enhanced eyesight or night vision. It's the Khajiit who have the night vision, sir. It's not the Argonians. I got distracted on the way. I did have to stop by and smell the flowers. I mean Remy. Oh god, that came out wrong. Because if I just jumped in the vending machine just to go all the way to the moon, to get instructions for 5 minutes, and then to go all the way back, I'm going to be slightly annoyed because that is a significant commute. And we won't talk about the one-handed Argonian maid that I may or may not have made a couple months ago, but insight into my life, I guess. And that's about 100 kilobytes, which shouldn't be unreasonable. Shouldn't be unmanageable, but it shouldn't be unmanageable. It shouldn't be unmanageable, but it's not negligible either. Alright, what kind of fresh awfulness awaits me here? That kind, okay, good to know. Okay, just go get food now. This is clearly not gonna, no, don't knock over there. Okay, fine. She's on the floor. I don't understand. I think something's wrong with my sister. I should probably call the vet.
I'm too hungry, so I'm laughing. Here, have some headphones.
Oh crap, my sister is the vet.
I'm not a vet, you dumb person. I just work for one. Ugh. Okay, I'm going to get food. Do you want any food, person?
No.
Ugh.
If you ask me, that exchange was far more interesting than whatever's going on in the game right now. Do I have to like do a fancy dance here with my sword to make something happen and impress the gods or whatever? And welcome to the annual mandatory non-skippable Pokemon catching tutorial. Admittedly, that was a little bit faster than usual. But yeah, seriously, all I have to do is like dress up in a Guy Fawkes mask and you would just give me the password because you'd be terrified out of your mind. Alright, can I go off in here? No, those long pins are just there for decoration. 9S! Excuse you. Thank you. Alright, and they say the Skyrim NPCs are bad. At least in that game, you can fuse or dial them out of the way if you have to.
Alert. Leaving the operational area has resulted in...
Wait, no, game, don't take over. I wanted to hear that. Screw you! A mountain too high. It didn't even ask. That was a little rude. Where did I last save? It's also funny to see all this architecture in the rest of the I did it again. In the rest of the bell tower, and then when you get to the end, there's just a 2x4 that you will walk across. You there! With a derpy yellow dragon. I approve of your taste, good sir. Okay, hello all you crazy people out there. My name is Dragonite, and welcome back to another episode of There and Back Again. This isn't even the beginning of a video. I don't know why I decided to introduce it like that. You know what? It was fun watching you and all, but you both had enough for the evening. I think you better leave now. After you've come out from under the table, that is. Bunny, your claws are very sharp and they're stabbing me in the knee. Please stand there. Okay, thank you.
Hey.
Yes, he is still sitting on my lap, in case you are wondering. You treat your chicken like a son. I do not have a problem with that. I think you are a shining example for the community, and everyone else should take your lead. Or at least I presume you're my mom. You're sitting at my table. Hey, stupid, you're finally awake. Sounds exactly like what my mom would say. Alright, so we're playing Bullet Hell. Oh, God. Gato! You can't read that right now because my capture card is being stupid, but that says a cursed child saw a pathetic lump of metal at the home of scrap iron. And that is not a reference to the game, that is me calling my capture card me names because I am getting annoyed by the fact that it keeps doing this. I remember once when I was a stupid teenager, I tried to fry ice. And that was about as useful as you expect it would be. Frying ice. Look, I was 15, okay? Aren't you lost in the forest as well? How do you know how to get out of here? Magby, you literally just came out of the Pokewalker. How do you know how to get out of here is the better question. Sir, have you been collecting these dead bodies for anything? By any chance? You're a bunch of the Flying Saucer guys networked together. Alright, this is why you don't give machines just a bunch of IEEE cables and tell them to do what they will with them. Yeah, that's about how I feel right now, too. I believe... A real elf, indeed. No. Broccoli's fine. It's just that nobody knows how to cook it. You put it in the steamer. You don't boil it or fry it. I don't see why so many people have trouble with that. Meow? Oh no, don't meow. No. Meow somewhere else. Poorly drawn cat. It's gaining self-awareness. Fire and flames and all that, but... Oh, okay, no legs. I'm sorry in advance. And in retrospect and everything in between. Oh, do you really have to have such cheesy lines for both of you? An onyx and a cloister. That can't be a coincidence. Game Freak, you know what you were doing. That can't be a coincidence. Did you have to, like, fight a dragon and rescue a princess? Oh, wait. No way I love Flash games. I spent my teenage years procrastinating on the internet instead of doing anything worthwhile with my time. Matt, that hits a little too close to home, I must say. My throat is starting to get sore, probably because I've recorded for 4 hours yesterday and so far an hour and counting today. I need to go this way. And hopefully that won't become a problem later. Although Thanksgiving is coming up, and if I'm unable to talk to my relatives on Thanksgiving Day, I will not object. Alright, sir, I get that you don't have that much of a love life either, but that was a little rude. Exactly what incorrect results it will produce depends on something called the endianness of how GameMaker writes stuff into the buffer, and it looks like GameMaker multi-byte values are stored as little endian inside GameMaker. And I won't bore you with exactly what that means, but you can see that this is 500 is what we put in, but 33,792 is decidedly not what we put into the I'm going to take the chance that if you're interested in NDness, you probably will be on the scope of this tutorial, and if you're not interested in NDness, then I don't need to say anything else about it. But I will anyway. The word NDness actually comes from the Jonathan Swift book, Gulliver's Travels, which involves people going to war because some people like their eggs big end up and some people like their eggs little end up. And because NDness in computers involves the byte order that values are stored, you get like little endian and big endian, and God, I have no life.
I suppose this marks the end of our production of Romeos and Juliets. Please watch your step as you exit. If you'd like to have your card stamped, please come this way.
Yeah. Was that like some kind of beta element from the original play that Shakespeare didn't end up putting in the final version or something? Because if we did that in high school, I think it would have been a lot more interesting. Does that mean shipping Luigi with Rosalina's canon? I'm going to pretend I never said that. Oh, come on! You are the worst! Ooh, someone didn't like the performance. It literally bored them to death, alright. Whatever you were doing when you died. A poor lamb fell out the bunker, looking at Earth. Well, that would explain how you ended up with your head implanted in the sand. Now you look like a spider. So you're, I guess, King Crocus and Mimi all in one. Sir? I think your pathfinding chip is, I don't know, it's got one defect or another. I'll just put you out of your misery real quick. Turn to my right. That would be this. Right? Left. Correct. I love the English language sometimes. Alright. Oh, you know what? And I was actually also thinking this, a little while ago and forgot. One of my teachers likes to wear a hat wherever he goes, and yesterday I told him that I always thought, and I'm going to switch Wooloo out front, or Steve as I should call him because nicknames. Yesterday I told him that I always thought his hat looked like Scottish Shepherd hat whenever I saw it, and he told me yes, that's basically what it is, and it also has a technical name that I can't remember. So I'm going to name my Wooloo after my teacher. I'm sure he would get a kick out of that. Oh, okay, thanks, buddy, for bailing me out there, because I was gonna get sandwiched. You stopped existing in biology and started existing as physics, as Randall Monroe might say. No! Are you kidding me? I can't believe it! I can't believe it! I guess I get to test my theory as to how boring this is gonna feel doing it all over again. Oh my god.
I do enjoy this.
Good, that makes one of us. Once again, as somebody who thinks it is fun to talk to themselves while playing video games, I don't think I'm in a position to make fun of people's weird hobbies. Fearing a bit for my safety, I moved down to her shoulders. Your hands are wonderful, stupid. This is the worst timeline. What should I do if I die? I should find the most ridiculous death message possible and leave it for the online players to find. Do you now? That's an interesting thing to say, considering I'm not sure he has a hairdo. Anyway, yeah, Mount Silver. It's probably a silver mountain. I don't know. I feel like it's a little strange that they named it Mount Silver when Gold is the character who ascends it. How long do you have to be down before it actually counts? I want to say it's like 10 seconds. I watch Popeye the Sailor. I know how this works. That's my entire basis of knowing how the sport of boxing works. What should we do? We should go home and play video games. Wait, what? But is violence really how the rose solves all their problems? Look. Medieval Europe. Discussion over. What did I just walk in on? I looked up from...
Well, if he got stabbed in the, what was it, the right side of his chest? She
Maybe.
can't exactly fix that without having him take off his shirt.
But out of context, I was looking at the battery and then I looked up and then I saw I need you to take your clothes off. Who are you and what are you carrying? Which makes me sound like a robber of some sort. The rabbit is looking at me like he's disappointed in me.
He's disappointed in you. You didn't save. He's giving you a look.
Look, I'm sorry. I'll save next time, okay?
He's like, you wasted my precious time.
But creating one of these scribble structures does take a non-negligible, I can never say that word, non-negligible amount of time. And this is going to be an actual double battle, which is the actual first double battle, unlike the one that wasn't a double battle that I said was going to be a double battle in Sprout Tower. I think that was the most inefficient way possible that I could have said that sentence. Okay, so we can make this awkward, more awkward, or most awkward. And you can also see the alternating colors of a light blue You can see the alternating colors of the light blue being blended. God, I can't even do it on purpose. Fire is super effective on rock, apparently. And rock is super effective on my face. We will never speak of this again. I'm really posting this video on YouTube, aren't I? How much apple did Bunny get? Should I give him another one?
He got 3 small slices.
Should I give him another one? How much apple can a bunny eat before bad things happen? If that's a question I have to ask, that probably means I shouldn't, right?
Here, give him the thin one.
Okay. Have some more apple bunny. An apple bunny sounds like an enemy from Bravely Default. That's why we call these the Sinjo Ruins. Haha, get it? Sinnoh and Johto? Yeah, I just got that now also. Oops. Use Ocarina, you stupid fish. I'm sorry, that was mean. I'm probably not going to convince you to join my team by calling you mean names like stupid fish. Although if it makes you feel any better, I do like fish. Both in terms of food and in terms of, I mean, they're friggin' fish. Oop, nope. Oh god, I've never done that before. I've never fallen out of there before. Okay. Fortunately, as I've been saying, this is fun enough that I don't mind going and having to do that again. It only takes a couple seconds. Let's see, you're gonna shoot missiles at me. Cool, I like it when people shoot missiles at me. And by that, I mean I don't like it at all. Please stop. Oh, I remember what I wanted to say, and it had nothing to do with Dugong, or at least this is one of the things that I wanted to say, but like, what'll happen in 50 years from now when Pokemon has been around for 3/4 of a century, and there are actually people who have been playing Pokemon for more than 50 years, and when Price fights them, and says, I've been training Pokemon for 50 years since before you were born, that'll actually be wrong.
Hey.
But whatever, that'll allow me to use Whirlpools. I don't know why, I insist on thinking of edge cases like that, but I do. And we can get out of here. I really want to go boom. You're gonna use Focus Punch. Okay, if I don't hit you here, I'm gonna use Explosion. All right, yes, I got that far. I didn't hit myself in Confusion, and the question is it gonna miss? Chuck, you're laughing at me now, aren't you? You think this is hilarious, don't you? Because it is. I think my hat is too tight because I'm getting a headache.
loosen your hat.
Maybe. Here, Bunny, you can have the controller while I loosen my hat.
Bunny is going to play video games.
Bunny is playing the video games.
He's playing the video games.
I swear, if you chew that wire and make the whole thing not work.
You're watching him, right?
Yes. He's burying his face in the corner, as he tends to do.
He likes corners.
But he doesn't like video games because he's not even looking at the controller.
Well, that's a good thing for you then, because he's not showing the wires.
Bowark! That sounds like a dog. Is that a dog? Oh my god. Alright, my heart already belongs to Wooloo, but you're making a bid. What is it today, Leon? A 32-bit value in a computer takes up 4 bytes of memory, which means that when we poke this value into the buffer, it's actually taking up not only address 0, but also address 1, 2, and 3. And likewise, when we write this value into the buffer, it takes up not only address 1, but also address 2, 3, and 4. And then part of this 400 million starts overwriting part of the 500, and then bad things happen. I suppose this would be a good time to mention that I've always joked about I could probably, like, play Skyrim with my feet or something because that's how well I know that game. Except I actually don't want to because trying to press WASD with my toes sounds like, well, 1, I don't want my toes touching my keyboard, and 2, toes suck, in case you haven't noticed. So if you weren't able to figure out the theme of my team in this game, it's stuff that evolves by evolution. But stuff that evolves by evolution. It's stuff that evolves by trading. It's impossible to use a team on a Magikarp. I should know that better than anybody. I don't think mackerel is... whatever. Caught fish. Mackerel, thank you. Is this gonna be another one of the haha endings or something? Or, okay, I didn't see a game over text. Is this going to transport me into some kind of weird Kafka dreamland or something? Kafka, I think is the actual pronunciation. It didn't take long for the android's bodily fluids to congeal. Muscle rigidity and paralysis soon followed. It was good, though, the android thought as consciousness faded. Exquisite even. No wonder humans used to eat them. Well, what'd that say? Was that an anagram for something? It's a good thing I had the foresight to quick save. Yeah. This isn't a great time, you must understand. I'm riding a pig through the city. I feel the need for intense training. We'll immediately... Oh boy, don't kill each other, because then I'll be down to 2 party members again. They're bonding by having a sit-up competition. Yeah, I guess that'll work. I think you have a wrong number. You're not wrong. I don't pay attention to anything the teacher says in class, but, I don't believe I was in your class. Alright, well, it happens. I've accidentally texted the wrong people in my contacts list or something, and it would be very awkward. Because the last time I did that, I was trying to get a hold of my cousin, and, my cousin and I have a very, polite relationship. And I had to delete the message and apologize to the accidental recipient. And I hope he didn't see it, because he would have probably been asking some very hard questions about me.
Hey.
Let's see, before I go, I need to end this video, but before I go, I have... Return, there it is, return. I have 1 return TM. Last Kathy. We had a chicken named Kathy. Except we spelled it with a K instead of a C. She probably had the most personality out of all the chickens, because she was like... She would act like... Not like a bully to the other chickens, but she would act tougher. But when you actually, like, walked over to her and tried to give her food or something, she'd run away. Anyway, you're Whitney, you're talking about something, and I'm talking about chickens. Alright, I suddenly feel like you're way underqualified to be talking about Pokemon nicknames. I'm gonna be heading out now. Yes, this is exactly why Spirit Team is annoying. In addition to having no weaknesses in Gen 4, you have high defense and like to use Pain Split. So you're basically a less cool version of Shuckle, is what I got out of that. You're gonna take yourself out with Curse. That's a strange decision. A healthy mind is an inquisitive mind, as that one portrait from Order of the Phoenix would have said. What happens if I remove this? Game. You have a weird sense of humor. So is that actually an ending that I get credit for? This is the title screen. That is the thing that just happened. That I read out loud for the whole internet to hear. My name is Dragonite. I need to go bring my mom to the airport. I hope you all enjoyed that, and I will see you all later.